If part one was about recognizing the terrain, then part two is about recognizing yourself in it. Because once people accept that things are different, the next question they quietly ask is not, what tool should I use? Is why does this feel harder than it should? Why does everything feel noisier, faster, and more exhausting, even with AI? And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people didn't become overwhelmed because AI arrived. They became overwhelmed because AI removed the buffer that chaos used to hide behind. Let me explain what I mean. Before AI, inefficiency moved slowly. Mess follow-ups took days to matter. Bad handoff took weeks to show up. Confused offers still survive on effort. Now everything is instant. If your intake is messy, you feel it immediately. If your messaging is unclear, you see it immediately. If your decisions are in structure, the friction hits you daily. AI doesn't cause the pain, it accelerates the signal. That's why some people feel overwhelmed by AI and others feel like they're drowning. Same technology, same structure. And this is where I want to make something very clear. When I talk about structure, I'm not talking about being more organized. I'm not talking about better notes. I'm not talking about more tools. I'm talking about how decisions move through your system, through your business. Let me give you a few real world examples, not tactics, just patterns. I see founders using AI to create content faster than ever, but they still don't know where that content is supposed to lead. So output increases, revenue doesn't. That's not an AI problem. That's a map problem. I see people automating follow-ups, but they never define what makes a lead qualified in the first place. So automation amplifies confusion. I see teams adding AI agents to customer support, but nobody decided what issues should be escalated, what should resolve automatically, and what should never reach a human. So response time improved, customer trust doesn't. This is the pattern. AI multiplies whatever logic already exists. If the logic is clean, results compound. If the logic is sloppy, chaos compounds. That's why this moment is unforgiving. In previous eras, effort could hide architectural flaws. Now it can't. And this is where a lot of founders interpret what they're feeling. They think, I need better prompts. I need another platform. I need to learn AI more. What they actually need is clarity around four things: where money enters, how decisions are made, where work should stop being human, and how outcomes get measured. That's it. Everything else is noise. This is why I don't start with tools when I talk to people, because tools don't fix uncertainty. Maps do, guidance do. When someone doesn't know why their business feels fragile, it's almost always because they don't have a clear path from attention to revenue. They don't know what decisions are manual out of habit instead of necessity. They don't know where human judgment actually matters anymore. And here's the part that most people don't want to hear. By 2026, being busy will not be a signal of importance. It will be a signal of poor design. The founders who win won't feel rushed. They will feel composed. Not because they're doing less, but because fewer things require of them. That's the real promise of this shift. Not more output, more control. And that's why I keep saying this isn't about AI adaptation. It's about structural readiness. If part one was about realizing the game change, part two here is about recognizing where your current setup no longer fits the game. And if you're listening to this thinking, yeah, this explains a lot, then you're actually who I want to build AI money maps for. Not as a course, not as a framework to memorize, but as a way to slow the chaos down, name the system, and design leverage on purpose. So again, If this resonates, if you feel like you're working hard, but the structure underneath you hasn't caught up to the environment, then DM me the word money maps. Not because I'm here to sell you AI, but because clarity always comes before scale. And the people who win the next phase aren't the ones who move faster. They're the ones who finally move with intention.